You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. What if I told you? The 2026 women's tennis season might explode before the Australian Open even begins. 7 top 10 stars, 3 Grand Slam champions, a blockbuster rematch on the horizon, and the entire WTA world watching. Brisbane is about to become the epicenter of tennis chaos, and here's why. The 2026 WTA season hasn't even started yet, but tennis fans already feel the tremors of a potential early-season earthquake.
Why?
Because the Brisbane International, a WTA 500 event that traditionally warms up players for the Australian Open, just dropped one of the strongest early-season entry lists in modern women's tennis history. And at the center of this incoming storm, Aryna Sabalenka, Amanda Anisimova, Elena Rybakina, Madison Keys. 4 superstars. 4 championship-level hitters. 4 women who shaped the landscape of 2025, and now they're all heading to Brisbane to ignite 2026 in dramatic fashion. Let's break down exactly what this means, who's coming, who's missing, and why this event could rewrite the entire power ranking of women's tennis before the first Grand Slam of the year even begins. Aryna Sabalenka, the dominant world number 1, is returning to the tournament where she launched one of her most consistent seasons ever, and 2025. She ripped through the Brisbane draw, tore through the field, and lifted the trophy after a bruising 3-set final over Polina Kudermetova. That win didn't just add a title to her resume, it sparked a run that carried her all the way to the Australian Open final, where she ultimately fell short against Madison Keys. This year, Sabalenka is not just the favorite. She is the headline act, the poster image, the gravitational force around which this event now orbits. Fans are expecting the power, the fire, the signature roars, and yes, the possibility of revenge. Because standing across the net could be the player who denied her another Australian Open crown. If 2025 belonged to any one player in terms of breakthrough, it was Madison Keys. Forget underdog. Forget comeback story. Keys reinvented herself, rediscovered her elite hitting, and powered through the Australian Open draw, ultimately taking the trophy and delivering an emotional Grand Slam moment fans will never forget. And now, she's heading to Brisbane. This is not just a warm-up event for Keys. This is a statement opportunity, a chance to show the tennis world that her Australian Open title was not a one-time surge, but the beginning of a new chapter where she stands among the most feared hitters on tour. But there's one more dimension. Sabalenka versus Keys, the rematch the whole world wants. Their Australian Open final was one of the biggest early-season moments of 2025, and Brisbane could give us the sequel less than a year later. Imagine that power-on-power showdown in the first week of the season. Fire Amanda Anisimova, the rising force finally arrives as a superstar. If Sabalenka is the established queen and Keys is the reigning champion, Amanda Anisimova is the meteoric superstar on the rise who dominated headlines throughout 2025. What a year she had. A Wimbledon runner-up, a US Open runner-up, 2 WTA 1000 titles. Climbed to world number 4, she has been knocking on the door of a Grand Slam breakthrough, not hoping, not wishing, but demanding. 2026 might be her destiny year. Brisbane will be her first big test of the season, and if her ball striking carries over from 2025, she is going to be one of the toughest outs in the entire tournament. There is an intensity to her game now, a composure, a maturity, that fans didn't see in her teenage years. She is no longer promising. She is here. She is a contender. And she is expected to push all 3 giants, Sabalenka, Rybakina, and Keys. Fire Elena Rybakina, the Ice Queen who ended 2025 with fire. Elena Rybakina closed the 2025 season with a bang, lifting the WTA Finals trophy after defeating Sabalenka in a dramatic championship match. That victory shifted momentum in the rivalry between the 2 power hitters and added a new layer of intrigue heading into 2026. Rybakina's return to Brisbane means only one thing. She wants to start the season exactly where she left off, dominating the best players in the world. Her serve is one of the most dangerous weapons in the sport. Her baseline game is surgical, and her confidence has never been higher. Rybakina vs Sabalenka in Brisbane? Rybakina vs Anisimova? Rybakina vs Keys? Pick any combination, the match becomes must-watch. Fire the power of Brisbane. 7 top 10 players confirmed. Here is the star-studded lineup. Aryna Sabalenka, world number 1. Amanda Anisimova, world number 4. Elena Rybakina, world number 5. Jessica Pegula, world number 6. Madison Keys, world number 7. Mira Andreeva, world number 9. Ekaterina Alexandrova, world number 10. 7 of the top 10. 3 former Grand Slam champions. The reigning Australian Open champion. The reigning WTA Finals champion. The reigning world number 1. This doesn't feel like a warm-up event. It feels like a mini Grand Slam. Only 3 top 10 stars are not playing. Iga Swiatek, number 2. A Coco Gauff, number 3. A Jasmine Paolini, number 7. All 3 have committed to the United Cup, which means the early season storylines of 2026 will be split between 2 powerful events. Right Arrow Brisbane, stacked with power hitters. Right Arrow United Cup, led by Swiatek, Gauff, and Paolini. Expect big momentum shifts depending on who starts hot. As if the lineup wasn't big enough, Brisbane also includes Jelena Ostapenko, 2017 French Open champion. Sofia Kenin, 2020 Australian Open champion. Marketa Vondrousova, 2023 Wimbledon champion. That means Brisbane will feature backhand index pointing right 6 Grand Slam champions. Backhand index pointing right 7 top 10 players. Backhand index pointing right 3 of the 5 biggest hitters in the world. This is not just a tournament. This is a season-defining collision. This event could decide heavy check mark early season momentum. Heavy check mark WTA rankings shaping before the Australian Open. Heavy check mark rivalries for the entire year. Heavy check mark psychological battles. Heavy check mark early injuries or breakthroughs. Heavy check mark who becomes the favorite for the 2026 Australian Open if Sabalenka wins? She begins the season in full command if Anisimova wins? She makes her claim as the next Grand Slam champion if Rybakina wins? She becomes a true number 1 challenger if Keys wins again? Australia becomes her territory. Every storyline matters. Every match is a headline. And every win will echo all the way into Melbourne. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.